It was one of those sticky summer evenings where the air feels heavy enough to drink. I was sitting out on my porch, enjoying the breeze off the lake, when I heard shouting down the street. That's never unusual in my neighborhood. After all, the HOA is basically a circus run by one ringleader, Karen, the president. This time, though, the shouting wasn't at me. It was Karen screaming at her landscaper. "You cut it wrong!" she shrieked, pointing at a hedge that looked perfectly fine to me. "The line isn't straight enough. Do it again, or you won't get a dime." The poor guy just stood there, sweating, holding his hedge trimmer like it was a shield. I knew how this would end. Karen stiffing him on the bill, then bragging about how she never pays for bad service. It's her favorite scam. Sure enough, the next day, I saw the landscaper packing up his truck, muttering curses under his breath. Karen strutted around like she'd won a battle. That's when it hit me. Karen had just picked the wrong guy to mess with. See, I own the landscaping company that services most of the county. The guy she was yelling at? One of my employees. I called him that evening. "Don't worry about the money," I said. "I'll cover you, but leave the rest to me." The following week, the HOA had its monthly board meeting. Karen sat at the head of the table in her oversized chair like some kind of tyrant queen. She loved those meetings because they gave her an audience to bully. That night, she started bragging. "I told that landscaper off. Can you believe he tried to charge me for sloppy work? I refused to pay. People like that should be grateful we even let them work in our community." The other board members chuckled nervously, clearly too scared to call her out. That's when I cleared my throat. "Funny thing about that landscaper," I said. "He works for me." Karen froze. "Excuse me? I own the company," I explained. "And when you refuse to pay him, you're refusing to pay me. Which means..." I leaned back in my chair. "The entire HOA is now blacklisted from our services." A stunned silence fell over the room. One of the board members blinked. "You can't do that." "Oh, I can," I said. "And I will. From now on, no mowing, no trimming, no tree removal. Not for your personal homes, not for common areas. You'll have to find another company." Karen puffed up like a balloon. "That's illegal. You can't deny service to us." "Actually, I can deny service to anyone who doesn't pay their bills. And thanks to you, that includes the whole HOA." For the next month, chaos reigned. Lawns grew wild. Weeds popped up along the sidewalks. The entrance sign became half-hidden behind tall grass. Parents complained about ticks. People started whispering that the neighborhood looked more like an abandoned lot than a prestigious HOA community. And the kicker? Every landscaping company within a 20-mile radius refused to work with them. Why? Because I picked up the phone and spread the word. "Don't take HOA Karen's jobs," I warned. "She won't pay you." Word travels fast in this business. By mid-July, the HOA common areas looked like a jungle. Neighbors were furious. Property values started dropping. The board was flooded with angry emails demanding action. At the next meeting, Karen tried to spin it. "This is just a minor setback," she said, fanning herself with a stack of unpaid invoices. "The grass is natural. It's good for the environment." But the board wasn't buying it. One member slammed his fist on the table. "This is your fault, Karen. You refused to pay. Now we're the laughingstock of the entire county." Another chimed in. "My house value dropped $20,000 because of this mess. You're costing us money." Finally, the treasurer dropped the hammer. "We moved to remove Karen as president." The vote passed unanimously. Karen screeched, "You can't do this to me. I am the HOA." But no one cared. She was out. And as her final humiliation, the board had to hire my company back at double the normal rate to restore the neighborhood. Every overgrown lawn, every weed-infested flower bed, every tree that needed trimming, we billed them for all of it. Guess who signed the check? Karen, the ex-president, now just another homeowner with no power. When my crew rolled in with mowers, trimmers, and mulch by the truckload, Karen stood in her yard, glaring at me like I'd stolen her crown. I just gave her a friendly wave and said, "Don't worry, Karen. This time you'll pay up front." And she did. Every last dime.